Sometimes I stumble across a clip from the Jeremy Vine show that actually baffles me, and this is one of them. As we have a trans man, a woman that wants to be a man, I believe, appear on there trying to defend trans men in women's sports or trans women in women's sports, where a biological male is transitioning into a female and they're trying to compete in women's sports. This absolute woke muppet is trying to defend it, and she gets completely humiliated, and she tries to gaslight Caroline at the end, saying that she didn't say something which she did say. It's a whole big mess, but what it highlights is the downfall of the UK in 2026 when this is an actual debate on live TV. So without further ado, let's have a watch. Make sure you do like and subscribe.
It's completely disappointing to hear such ill-informed opinions about trans people in sports, in the context of football.
Hang on, Carol, hang on.
She can't say we're ill-informed.
Shivani needs to speak. Just a sec.
Firstly, my pronouns are they, them. And secondly, I play football once a week with trans women. And I'm 5'2". Some of them are much taller than me. Many of the cisgender women are much taller than me. And football is one of those sports where it is a contact sport. You will have a little bit of rough play at points, and I've had lots of injuries from playing football. None of these injuries have ever come from a transgender woman. There are guidelines in place. There are really tough requirements to be able to meet, to be able to play sport for a trans woman, and these guidelines were met in this case that was being talked about. People have broken their legs before. You know, we've seen international games where people have had their heads split open. Football is a rough contact sport, and it's completely disappointing to see people on the television advocating to strip women out of their positions within sport.
I'm sorry, they're not biological women. You cannot deny. You can declare yourself to be a woman, but you cannot deny that you're not. You were born a biological male. And you know, you say the FA have rules and regulations. Yes, they do, but they're in the middle of formulating new policy. And I suspect they're going to ban trans women from football as well.
They're formulating that new policy because of the Labour. They're formulating that new policy because of the lobbying from transphobic organisations that have one mission and one mission only, and that is to strip trans women out of all public life. They don't really care about women's sports.
I'm sorry, Shivani.
Gina.
There is no lobby to strip trans women out of public life. That is just not. That is not true. That is simply not true.
That is true.
And it is not true.
And it
is true.
The other thing you said, Shivani, is I believe that you play in a transgender team. You were saying you were playing.
I play in a women's team.
Okay, because I thought you were saying you were playing in a transgender
and there are
team.
trans women on that team.
Yeah. So I think what Shivani is saying is that in the team they play in, it is rough. And there is rough play from women.
Yes, there is.
But then when somebody who's a transgender woman...
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
That's exactly what I thought I heard you say.
That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is... No. What I'm saying is football is a contact sport. Yep. Football does include, at points, tackling, and it can be rough at points. Largely, the sportsmanship of the game is to not be rough with one another. I play in a team with women,
and it's indisputable, Siobhan.
Yeah,
and you can't go around calling people who disagree with your ideology transphobes. We're not transphobes.
Well, it's not.
We just disagree with your ideology.
Let Shivani answer. Hang on. Order.
Hold on a minute.
Let Shivani answer.
It is ideology.
It's not an ideology. It's who people are. It's not an ideology. That's kind of a dog whistle. And second of all, I've never called you
all the truth.
That's a word that you've used, and maybe that's because it's a bit close to home for you.
Oh,
well,
please. How predictable you are.
Shivani, you did use the word transphobic, and so that's why they challenged it.
Yes, you did use the word transphobic.
And I heard it.
Come on, seriously, what is going on here? This is 2026 and we're debating things that should just be the way they are. You know, biological males should not be in female sports. There's an unfair physical advantage. Serena Williams, the greatest ever female athlete potentially, she said that she would lose 6-0 to anyone in the top 100 ranked men's tennis players just due to the physical differences. It's not transphobic to say that. And when you have biological males that are transitioning into women's and they want to compete in women's sports, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And this happens, I think they're debating cricket and football here, but this happens in mixed martial arts, this happens in boxing. And when it gets to that point where we can't understand that this is wrong, people get hurt. People get seriously hurt. I believe there was like an Iranian French trans boxer in one of the Olympics a few years ago, and they were like beating everyone up. I think they won gold or something like this. It was some weird boxing event. But you can't have this. You can't have this happen. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the trans lesbian lady trying to gaslight the rest of the guests, it's honestly, her whole mannerisms absolutely annoyed me. She's so patronizing, trying to gaslight people. She's an absolute woke muppet. But guys, let me know your thoughts on what we showed you in today's video. As always, make sure you do like, comment, and share. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.